morning, depending on where you are. We are together with Rebecca Wilcox, and I'll be interviewing her about her life and the things that she does. And the first question that I have for you, Rebecca, is what are your ideas about growing old in a healthy way?
Oh, yeah. First, I want to thank you so much for wanting to interview me. I have loved getting to know you, honey, because yours and Tom's, and I think he's listening. Your personality and your sense of humor is so refreshing, and it just brightens up my day. And so I'm very thankful to you for this opportunity to everyone in the group. And so that's pretty exciting. But okay, so see, there I did it again. So what was it?
How do you grow old in a healthy way?
In a healthy way. All right. For me, and what I share with other people is you've got to think about now you're inside your body, what you are putting into your body, what you're putting on your body, what is in your environment, and also keeping move. Just move. You've got to move. As we've gotten older, and you are a great example of movement and your exercises and how far you've come. And I think you said 10 years. Was it in the past 10 years you've really changed in your health and your
No, it's actually shorter.
really? Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I couldn't remember. But it's a full picture of yourself. You can't just say, well, I'm going to eat healthy. And because if you just sit and you just eating healthy food, other things go into that. And that's again, it's like, what is your largest organ? Your largest organ is your skin. What products are you putting and what are you using? My makeup is organic. And okay, we're not going to get into the hair color right now because it was, but I'm in process. So as long as I'm still working toward it, but it's lotions, all of that kind of stuff, and even in your environment, the products you use, like what do you cook your meals, and then what do you store your food in? Is it plastic container that has the what is that, the BPA and the phthalates and just they're made from bad ingredients that do leach into your food, especially if you then take it out of the refrigerator and go, oh, let me stick it in the microwave and heat it up, because we're good at heating up food. And that's part of that too. And then the movement, honestly, if I could have told my 40-year-old self then, do yoga, keep stretching, keep moving, because I do walk. I love walking. I'm not a runner. I've never been a runner. Mm-hmm. But I love walking and fast walking. But as we've gotten older, oh my God, and you're going, oh, I can't even reach back here. You just have to stay limber. It is just imperative, because the more you sit, like for us, doing our online business, we can sit in front of the computer a long time, and we're thinking, okay, you set the timer. You got to get up and move. You've got to keep your limbs limber and keep moving. So
yeah. That's why I have my watch. It warns me every hour that I have to get up.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is wonderful. And I can, if I don't set the timer, I can sit and just work and work. And then I look and I go, oh my,
Yeah.
I check the time.
In fact, it's a good sign, because you're very concentrated when you work. Mm-hmm. That's a good sign. But the disadvantage is that you forget to move. So, Rebecca, I have followed you for a while now, but I guess the audience, not everybody will know you. So tell me about yourself and tell me about what you do.
Okay. Well, a little backstory on me is I've done a lot of different things, and I look back on that, and it actually I'm excited that I did so many different things. I worked in human resources for Gulf Oil when I got out of college. I even had, once I started having children and stayed at home, I had a gemstone business. We had a friend in Brazil, and he'd come up with gemstones, and I'd go to the wholesale jeweler, and we'd make jewelry, and I sold that.
Wow.
And then what brought us to this town was our feed store, which, I just have to say this real quick. This is why this may go longer than 25 minutes. My husband, who owned the funeral home, he grew up on a farm, not an animal farm, but a farm with crops like soybeans and cotton. I didn't have anything to do with that. And then here I am running a feed store where we buy grain from the farmers. We had a grain elevator, and we sold the chemicals and the fertilizer and feed for farm animals. Anyway, I loved that. I loved my customers. That's what I loved.
Yeah.
But I did that, and I started a welcome service here in our town where I welcome newcomers. And I did that for several years. And I was the executive director of the United Way here. And I don't know if everybody knows what United Way is, but it's an organization where in each area we get donations, and we have nonprofit organizations that submit their applications, and then we fund them throughout the year. And I love doing that too. I mean, I guess I've really loved just about everything I've done, and it's all tied with people. It's just that interaction with people, and how you can serve them, how you can benefit them, and what value you can give to them. And so now I am my Facebook group is Digital Marketing for Baby Boomer Women Courageously Aging. And I love you men, I do. But I created a group for women. Some women just are more secure or will speak up more amongst other women. And so that's what I'm creating, is the ability to take, for baby boomer women, that's what, like, let's just say 52 to 72 in there. And either for people who are about to retire or have, and it's like, what next? Because I don't ever think of myself as retiring. I mean, who really wants to just not, I mean, sure, you can travel, but you're not going to travel 365 days a year. You can go to lunch with your girlfriend. I guess you could do it every day, but that's like 1 to 2 hours. What more? And to really feel value is when you are giving to other people, and that increases the value in your own life. And so I want to help women to know what's next. What can I do next? Is, for doing something online. And so that was a longer story than I
No, it's perfect. And I want to add that you are really good in supporting other people. In your case, women. But you're really good in saying the right things and posting the right things. Yeah, well, it truly, it's.
Well, thank you so much. That you don't know, that's made my day. It has.
Wow.
It really has.
There was one post of you in the I think in the group, but it might have been your page. That doesn't matter. And in the post, it said that 80% of men who are when they die are married, where 80% of women are widow when they die, and I thought that was a devastating number. So I was thinking, what are your thoughts about that? Because you must have thought about some kind of a follow up or a tip, or what were your thoughts?
My thought is, if you're married, it's more than likely that your husband is going to die before you.
Mm,
So prepare yourself. And we as women, we're living longer. And so is your retirement excuse me, is your retirement income, is that going to sustain you for all those extra years? Because uh, just to give an example, well, my dad, my father-in-law, but I call him mom and dad. Dad's 95 and mom is 92, and she's got dementia. Well, they are now in an assisted living place where they have their own apartment, but they go down to the dining room for all their meals, and they've got nursing care there, to take their vitals and give them their medications. The majority is all women.
mm,
There are maybe two, let's say out of 50, let's just say that, two men that are not married. They're widows and or widowers, and they're there. And then there's, let's say, a handful of couples, and then the rest are all women. It's amazing. And so it's my reason for posting that was to get women to start thinking, and to follow up with, this is why it's so important that you don't just sit back and think, oh, my husband's got everything handled. That's a
mm.
whole other part of this too, is get proactive and know about the life insurance, know about where your money is, know more, and especially having the funeral home. My husband and I, this is my second marriage. There are second chances, and he is my biggest blessing. um, we've been married 21 years, but he's been in the funeral business 48 years. And we sold it 2 years ago, but we're still under contract. But just in the years that we've been together and I've helped him, that's when you see so much of people not planning, not knowing what. Now I have a couple of dear friends, and they lost their husbands a couple of years ago, and it's devastating to them. And it's like they it's just a time that you just really, you don't really want to think about it, but it happens. And the best thing to do is to be prepared for your own life and what you need to do moving forward.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, that's a really good explanation that you give as a sort of a clarification of the post. And what you also did, but that is for people to look up, is posting a page with tips
Mm-hmm.
how you can earn some money if you don't have an actual job, because sometimes it's hard to know, where do I earn money? How can I do that? There were really good tips in this list, so I will add it.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to be paid for a spa day. Yeah.
Yeah. Your group name has courageous in it.
Women courageously aging. Yes,
Yeah.
because you truly have to have courage to step out of your comfort zone of what you've always known. I think a lot of us women at this age, we either worked for a company, you not a lot of entrepreneurs. And so you work for somebody, you got a paycheck, you had your vacation time, things were kind of laid out. And to do something so different, and also that requires tech knowledge, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to do that? A year ago, I know I'm probably getting off topic again, but if I can do it, anybody can do it, because I grew up with the knowledge that I wasn't very smart. And I would always tell people, oh, my sister's the smart one. And I think about that now. I was just implanting that and implanting that. I mean, I had those neural pathways really rutted in with the knowledge of I wasn't smart. And I did a challenge a year ago, and actually that's when I met class was the One Funnel Away challenge, and it was the first week was on belief, and oh my gosh, when I really looked at myself and realized my fear of failure and of disappointing people and perfectionist, which simply means you can stay safe because it's never done, because no one can criticize you when it's not done because you're still working on it. And so I did. I didn't finish that challenge. I did in January when it came out again, but it's because I was determined. I was going to learn to do these things, autoresponder, subdomains with my in GoDaddy, and even learning the platform, which was ClickFunnels, and I got that down. So that gave me empowerment and courage to keep moving forward and knowing, and the more persistent you are, and if you add in that, the consistency of doing something and saying something and add it in with that emotion, those things together will make, and that's when I did that post about the neuroplasticity. Your brain has the ability to create new neural pathways when you change your belief about something and you add in the emotions and what I love about my Kindle, the Kindle reading app, I like to get the Audible with it because I like to hear it as I'm looking at the words, because that really helps me in retaining. But even if you were to say it back, Alex Elliott said that see one, do one, teach one. As a nurse, she would see it and then she would do it and then she'd teach somebody else. And that's how it got implanted even more. And that's the same thing with anything, with your life, with your business, is that consistency on doing those things. So did I answer your question?
Yes, as far as I'm concerned, you did. What amazed me was you said you did the course again in January.
Oh, I did, because I never did complete. Oh, I did it January and February, because I was in the groups then giving support, and then I was moving on to other things. But I was determined to get my funnel live. I was I was determined to get it completed, and I did, and I felt really good. And then I could tell other people, because they were running into the same problems that I was having. And I was able to tell them, hey, I was there. This is what I did. And this is how I took care of it. And yet I kept that same mindset. I can do this. I can figure it out.
Yeah.
And you just keep repeating. When you come upon any issue, is just like right now I'm trying to get my I did the welcome video for my group, but I haven't written out the stuff that goes with it. And I can do it. I can figure it out. And when you put yourself into that, I can figure it out, and you say it out loud, it's going to work. And if anyone knows me, they know how much I love the RAS. That's your reticular activating system. That's the neurons in your brain that filter all the knowledge, that all the information that you see in a day. You are actually exposed to like 35 gigabytes of information in a day. Now, the emoji with the brain exploding, that's what your brain would do if you did not have the RAS working for you, filtering out all the unnecessary things. However, it's like, that's why I love to do my visualization in the morning, because I'm thinking about not, for today for sure, and how I want things to go and what I'm needing to find. It's like an extra employee. Honestly, it now is when, like, if I'm on the internet and I'm looking up articles, it pinpoints for me those specific articles that, or videos, like I listened to one earlier today that was perfect. And, but I want to warn everybody, if you're thinking things like, nobody likes me at work, it's going to validate that for you. Even if it's not true, you're going to see a couple of people say, standing over at the water cooler, and you're thinking, they're talking about me. I know they are. So be positive in your mindset, in your thoughts. Only think about, like, people are really going to like me at work today. I'm going to, I'm going to add value to so-and-so at work today. And it is going to happen because you're changing from being on the defensive to, and your whole being changes. Your face, your personality, everything is more open and more open to people. So, yeah, that RAS, honestly, if just whatever you do, yeah, utilize it, because it will go out there and find everything that you need to find. And everybody, y'all have heard that, or not heard it, but you have experienced it, because, like, all of a sudden you're thinking, gee, I need to get a new laptop. I really wouldn't, and I need one to do this and this. All of a sudden you're going to start seeing it everywhere, these laptops, and think, oh, that's the one I need. That's how it works. That's how it
Google
works.
knows it as well.
What?
Google knows it as well, so you see all the ads if you have
Well,
looked.
you just, that's why I think people, they say, I just was talking and saying I needed to do something, then all of a sudden I'm seeing it. Well, that's why Google didn't hear you.
How did Marie Forleo said it? You had it on your
Everything is figure outable.
figure out. That's not English, is it?
Now, I want to tell you, her mother, and this is what is so cool. Her mother was the type of woman who, and this is way before the internet. So, well, she's probably our age, I'm thinking. Anyway, and so it's like, here was some broken tiles in the bathroom. Well, the repair guy was going to charge her $500 to replace them. She thought, no, I'm going to do it myself. So she'd be back there, and she'd do it. And then there was something, replacing some shingles. And then she had this little transistor radio that she'd taken apart. And Marie asked her when she was little, she said, how do you know how to do all this stuff? And she said, Marie, everything is figure outable. And no, it's not a real word, but when you think about it, and that's why I like to say I can figure it out, because I want to pull me into it. And if it's not figure outable, then it's just a fact, and it can't be changed. Like, we can't fly. We can fly in an airplane, but we ourselves can't fly.
Mm.
But yeah, and so I'm actually, she's got a 5-day. If you bought the book and signed up, then she has this 5 days of classes kind of thing, videos that, after these 5 days they'll go away. But it's to get you in that mindset of everything's figure outable. So yeah, which is really an empowering statement.
Yeah, she's successful, so she proves that it's.
That's right, and she wants to help other women. So yeah.
Time flies, Rebecca. Last question. Where can people reach you? Where can people see what you post and what you do? You surely have. Well, I know you have the page and the group. Maybe you have more.
It's really interesting. I am really everywhere on the internet as Rolling Tea Stores. That was my feed store, that when I closed it in 2013, it's all online now, which I sell on Amazon, but the Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. This platform is not so much out there. I mean, I do have I haven't developed it yet, but I have my YouTube channel, and but pretty much I am on Facebook. My personal profile is Rebecca C. Wilcox, and then my business page is Women Courageously Aging with Rebecca C. Wilcox, and then my group is Digital Marketing for Baby Boomer Women. I changed the name for the 5th time.
And I have posted 2 links, but I'm not sure whether it was the group or the page. Do you know?
For this interview?
Yeah. Oh well, I'll look it up, Rebecca, and I'll add the other one in the comment box. Then, if people want to get in touch with you, they just have to click the link. That's always the most easy.
And I would love any women that would like to be motivated, encouraged, given real information on how to move into that what's next in your life, to join my group. I'm sorry for the for the men. I love you all. I really do. But this is really just for women. So yeah.
Oh, very good, and I can recommend it because I am in your group, and it's really worthwhile. So I can recommend your group.
Oh.
So thank you so much, Rebecca, and
I have loved this. I've loved just visiting with you because we haven't had that chance, and you are so special. You are so special, and especially for older people like that, age with care. You want people to know what's possible because it worked for you and Tom, and that's wonderful.
yes, and it's funny that you knew my son first, and that's how
Yeah.
we met.
Yeah. That's right.
So that's nice.
We love our boys.
Thank you very much, and well, take care.
Okay, you too. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.